The rain fell without mercy that night, turning the mountain road into a slick ribbon of black glass. At the edge of Briarwood Forest, a silver SUV rolled to a stop, its headlights cutting through the storm like two cold eyes refusing to blink. Inside sat Victor Hale, a man known in the city for precision, profit, and an almost surgical detachment from anything resembling emotion. In the back seat, beneath a wool blanket already soaked with sweat, lay his 8-year-old daughter Lila. Her cheeks burned with fever, lips dry and pale, breath shallow and uneven. She clutched a small wooden pendant in her hand, the last gift her late mother had given her. Her body trembled not only from illness, but from fear she did not fully understand. Victor stepped out into the rain without hesitation. Water streamed down his tailored coat as he opened the rear door. He avoided her eyes as he lifted her, as if contact might complicate the decision already finalized in his mind. Doctors had warned him the fever could worsen. Hospital stays were expensive. Custody battles even more so. Investors were circling, waiting for weakness. The forest would solve everything quietly. He carried her past the glow of the headlights and into the dark edge of the trees. Wind howled through the branches like distant whispers of protest. Lila stirred faintly. "Daddy?" she murmured, barely audible over the storm. Victor did not answer. He laid her down beneath a pine tree where fallen needles formed a thin, damp cushion. For a moment he stood there, staring, not at her, but through her, calculating outcomes like numbers on a balance sheet. Then he turned, walked back to the SUV and drove away without looking in the mirror. The sound of the engine faded. Rain swallowed the silence. Lila curled into herself, shivering violently now, her fever rising. The forest pressed in on all sides, indifferent and vast. But she was not alone. From deeper within the trees, a shape moved between shadows. A large German shepherd stepped forward, coat darkened by rain, eyes reflecting a quiet awareness that no human calculation could measure. He had seen abandonment before. And he was not walking away this time. The German shepherd approached slowly, paws sinking into mud softened by the storm. He did not bark. He did not growl. He simply studied the small, fragile figure beneath the tree. The scent of fever, fear, and fading warmth drifted through the cold air. His ears twitched, catching the faintest rasp of her breathing. He lowered his head and nudged Lila's cheek with his nose. No response. The dog circled once, then lay down firmly against her side, pressing his body into hers. His thick fur absorbed the rain while shielding her from the wind. Slowly, deliberately, he curved himself around her small frame like a living wall. His warmth seeped into her chilled skin. Minutes passed. Then hours. The storm refused to soften. Branches cracked in the distance. Thunder rolled overhead like a warning too late to matter. The dog did not sleep. Each time Lila's breathing faltered, he shifted closer, pressing tighter as if willing his own strength into her. At some point before dawn, her trembling stopped. The dog lifted his head instantly. He nudged her again, harder this time. Still nothing. Panic flickered in his eyes, but he did not hesitate. Rising to his feet, he looked toward the distant road where headlights occasionally sliced through the darkness. He made a decision. With one final glance at the child, the shepherd bolted downhill through the trees. He ran without slowing, leaping fallen logs, sliding through mud, ignoring the sting of rain in his eyes. When the faint hum of an approaching vehicle reached his ears, he accelerated. A pickup truck rounded the curve. The dog burst from the treeline and planted himself squarely in the road. Brakes screamed. Tires skidded. The truck stopped inches away. The driver, a middle-aged mechanic named Aaron Cole, stared through the windshield at the soaked animal standing firm in the headlights. The dog barked once, sharp, commanding, then turned and sprinted back toward the forest, pausing only to look over his shoulder. Aaron hesitated. Then he grabbed his flashlight and followed. He didn't know what he expected to find. But he would never forget what he did. Branches whipped against Aaron's jacket as he pushed deeper into Briarwood Forest, following the beam of his flashlight and the determined silhouette of the German shepherd ahead. The dog slowed just enough to ensure he was being followed, then veered sharply left down a slope slick with rain. "Easy," Aaron muttered, nearly slipping. Then he saw her. A small girl lay curled beneath a pine tree, her skin pale against the dark earth. The shepherd was already beside her again, pressing close as if guarding treasure no one else deserved to touch. Aaron dropped to his knees. He pressed 2 fingers against her neck. A pulse, faint but there. "Hang on, sweetheart," he whispered. He shrugged off his jacket, wrapped it tightly around her, and lifted her carefully into his arms. The dog stayed glued to his side as they made their way back uphill. Rain began to ease, but the cold remained sharp and unforgiving. Inside the truck, Aaron cranked the heater to full blast and sped toward the nearest hospital, the shepherd pacing anxiously in the back seat, eyes never leaving the child. At the emergency entrance, nurses rushed out with a stretcher. Doctors worked quickly, 4 fluids, warming blankets, oxygen. One nurse paused, glancing toward the glass doors where the soaked dog sat perfectly still, watching. "Who does he belong to?" she asked. Aaron shook his head. "I think he belongs to her." By morning, news spread fast. A feverish child abandoned in the woods. A loyal dog who refused to leave her side. Surveillance cameras later revealed Victor Hale's SUV near the forest entrance that night. Phone records confirmed everything. When police arrived at Victor's office that afternoon, he remained calm, until he saw the video circulating online. The German shepherd standing guard beside a hospital bed, eyes unwavering. The girl survived. Victor was arrested. And the dog? He never left Lila again. Some said he was just an animal acting on instinct. But everyone in that town knew the truth. Loyalty doesn't come from wealth. It comes from heart.